Do you think that Carson Wentz could have beaten that New England team, knowing that Bill Belichick knows how to exploit rookie quarterbacks?
Well, he was what? That was the
That
second
was
year,
that was
right?
year number 2. That
Yeah,
was year number
second year.
2.
Yeah, it was second year.
Well, young quarterbacks
Same
anyway.
question. Young quarterback. Same question. I think it was a lot. It was a lot more of the coaching than Nick Foles. I think Nick Foles was great. Second year QB, the same plays. I think he could have won. Yeah, I think he could have won. They was running the same plays. I think he could have won. You don't think so, Vor? Great one, because I see you look. That's
Me and Havoc had this conversation before, and I just felt like the play caller was so totally different with Nick Foles. It was a little bit more balanced, and I felt like they were way more aggressive, putting the ball in Carson Wentz's hands a little bit too much. So it depends on how they call the Super Bowl. Did they call it the exact same way? Because y'all were like a 70-40 pass first team with Carson Wentz in the lineup. But then when you had Nick Foles, you was handing the ball up to LeGarrette Blount. You was handing the ball up to Jay Ajayi. So that's a hard one for me to call, to be honest.
I think
I think he would have done it.
I think it's interesting because, clearly everybody is subjected to the same kind of like the same rules of, when coaches and players, they all have different relationships, and sometimes coaches have particular relationships with certain players, particularly at the quarterback position. They may not come out and say, I'm calling the game differently. But clearly when a coach looks at one quarterback and looks at a different quarterback, they have a different vision for what the offense looks like. And I think when Nick Foles is in for Philly, Doug Peterson said, you know what? I don't want to throw it all on Nick Foles' shoulders, so I'm going to balance out our offense and try and make it work in a more standard way. But when you got Carson Wentz out there, it's like I don't know which quarterback could have done well the way Doug Peterson was dialing it up for Carson Wentz. There's just something psychologically where
it was bombs away.
Either he has a misevaluation in his head on Carson Wentz's strengths, or there's just something there. There's just a barrier that's keeping him from running a cleaner offensive game plan with him in the helm. So could Carson Wentz have done better? Probably. But if Doug Peterson is calling the plays, probably not.
What you think, Banks? What you think? Sorry.
What was the question? I'm sorry. I had to refresh. What was the question?
I'll ask, do you think if it was Carson Wentz playing in the Super Bowl instead of Nick Foles, the results would have been the same, knowing that Bill Belichick knows how to exploit young quarterbacks?
Oh, wow. I don't know, man. That's a tough question. Because I like Carson Wentz. I think you guys already know that. I'm still a Carson Wentz fan. I hope it works out with him in Indianapolis. But I don't know, man. That's tough because it's just something about Nick Foles coming off the bench, bro. Like, I don't know. It's just like he comes off the bench with this attitude, man, and this swagger about him, and
Bro, he's Ryan Fitzpatrick. Don't even size it. Don't even size it. That's Ryan Fitzpatrick. Know, man, no expectations. We just don't fuck it up for us.
Yeah, maybe it's that. I don't know. I mean, because Bill Belichick is what they call the mastermind. So I'm sure Bill Belichick. But let's not forget, man. But before Carson Wentz had that real serious injury, was it 2.5 years ago now? I think it is. Yeah, about 2 years ago. He was on pace to, MVP conversation. That's actually that Super Bowl year. That was 3 years ago. So, I just hate to see. I looking back on it, I hate that it happened. The injury happened because I feel like it derailed his career a bit, and he lost some confidence because he just didn't look the same after that. It almost looked like he was, the whole Nick Foles thing got into his mind, and you know what I mean. And now he gets to, go to the Indian where a fresh start, and But I'm sure Bill Belichick probably would have had more success against him because, I mean, he didn't have to game plan much against Nick Foles. Like, just
Well,
go out there and play defense. I'm sure Belichick was just like, go out there and just dominate his ass, and it unfortunately didn't happen.
well, I mean, how would you feel if you're walking into work and there's a statue of the backup quarterback? You got to walk past this statue every day. What's that going to do for your confidence?
Nah, for the bay. Nah, for the bay. Nah, we don't care what you said. Nah, for the bay. Nah, for the bay. Nah, for the bay. Nah, we ain't hearing what you say. Nah, for the bay. Fire!